Welcome to our Knowledge Clip Research Skills. Today we're going to discuss quantitative research. Quantitative research, it's a little bit in the wording. We deal with numbers. How much, how many, how frequently? Those are examples of quantitative questions. What is quantitative research? Well, quantitative research is a structured approach to collect data, to analyze that information, and eventually to give meaning to it. What do the numbers mean? Quantitative research obviously involves the use of statistical and mathematical tools to derive all the results. Examples of quantitative research are quantitative research questionnaires. Maybe you have heard about the quality of life questionnaire, where we're going to rank and analyze numbers, data obtained from the questionnaire. There are many other variations of quantitative research questionnaires. Another example is measurement studies. Many of you are familiar with it. Maybe you have done a blood pressure measurement, or maybe you have seen in a hospital for an MRI scan. So there are options. And a third example would be an observational study. It's a design that's often used in epidemiological studies, where you want to try to find relationships between variables. We can record videos or we can record transcripts. There are tons of variations. Key point is that we deal with numbers. Quantitative research is very important in practice-based research. That's what we do here at Fontys University of Applied Sciences. And we also use and include participants in our research. We have a number of participants. They go through ethical approval. And then from there, we can perform the measurements that are applicable to our focused research question or hypothesis. After obtaining the data, we need to analyze the numbers because, again, we want to give meaning to the numbers that we generate. So we have to apply some statistics. First of all, numbers are represented in tables. In this example, you see numbers, categories. We're going to group the data. We're going to bring them together. Maybe we're going to do some basic calculations, like what's the average or standard deviations. And eventually, we can apply formulas. We can use software to give further meaning to all the data that we've generated. How do we define statistics? Statistics is the science of collecting, analyzing, interpretation, and presentation of data. So literally, here we see a summarized definition. It's a science. We use methodologies, techniques to collect, present, interpretation of the data. Okay, statistics is split in two branches. First branch is the descriptive statistics. Well, it's a little bit in the wording because we're going to describe the data. We're going to organize, categorize, we're going to describe the numbers. Maybe we're going to say something about the average of the sample data. We may also calculate the median, the mode, and again, we represent that information in a histogram, in a pie chart, or in a table, or in any other type of graphs. Descriptive statistics is descriptive, but doesn't necessarily say something about the meaning of the data. We cannot really draw conclusions. So in order to draw conclusions, we need to apply inferential or testing statistics. We use formulas, software, and we look for commonalities, differences, and consistency in the data that we can express. So literally, we make inferences and we can also extrapolate the data from samples to a whole population. Population is a large group of individuals. Sample data is a small section of a group of data. Okay, let's look at a results section and also how it is usually represented in articles. When you discuss results, of course, we deal with numbers. Maybe you're going to list something in absolute numbers, or you're going to use percentages. You say something about a mean, the standard deviation. Maybe you come across a term named the p-values that will say something about the significance of the results. So all those things are relevant in quantitative research. Key point is, know that there are variations, different forms of quantitative research depending on the study design, and that also, like many research topics, they have their own strengths and limitations or their own pros and cons. Okay, thank you for listening. Good luck. See you next time.